Ladies and gentlemen, today we're doing bar food inception. This is a jalapeno popper corn dog. How are we gonna piece all of these together? You take the top off, the bottom off. All right, now we have all the seating in there, just like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little slit right here to de-rib without breaking the exterior. Now you want fairly large jalapenos with this. That is the key to making this whole thing happen. All right, so that is a cleaned out jalapeno. It allows us to go around the hot dog, right? With a little bit of leeway. So here's the thing. We want to take this cheese, this cheddar cheese, you can use Monterey Jack, really whatever cheese suits your fancy, and you want to wrap it around the dog. But we want it a little bit malleable, right? I know the thing is like American cheese, it's easy to wrap, but American cheese has such a high fat content that as soon as it hits heat, it breaks and it kind of starts bleeding, like the fat starts bleeding, and we want to like really contain it within here. If you take this cheese and look, you bend it around the hot dog, you have this. What is gonna happen when you try to wrap this? It is actually gonna completely fall apart in your batter and in your oil. You just take a little bit of water. Like, you know how you see in the advertisement and the cheese is perfectly like draped over the side of the burger? This is how we do that. But what this does is it allows your cheese to be very malleable while still keeping its form. So we take this cheese now and it's totally bendable. It folds like American cheese, but still holds like an actual cheddar, like an aged cheddar. And simply drop it inside our jalapeno, just like that. So it's not completely melted right here. As you see, it's just soft. It's soft that you can work it into a tube without it falling apart. Listen, you can fry the whole thing here. I actually really like the look of it when it's like a little bit smaller, like the size of a jalapeno popper, but you get the corn dog experience. For me, it's like bridging the gap of look between the two things. Since there is a little bit of a notch up here, I'm gonna take a top of a skewer, I'm gonna break it off, and I'm just gonna use it to pin the pieces together here, like that. And then we are gonna skewer it again, just like so. What are you gonna do with the hot dog trimming? Now, we're just gonna make a standard cornbread batter. Since it's a corn dog, cornmeal. We have a little bit of baking powder, a little sucre, a little sugar, flour. Some corn dog recipes call for sugar. I just like to cut it in half because what sugar does when it hits heat, it browns. So instead of it being a batter around a hot dog that we just have to heat up, we do have to get through the jalapeno, the cheese, before that dog warms up. So take down that sugar, it'll give you a little bit more leeway on your cooking time. Then we have some milk and an egg. Beautiful, nice and thick. THICC. Yeah, that's good. Let us fry. We're gonna roll it in our batter. Make sure we got full coverage, and then straight into a 300-degree fryer. That low fry temp is helping us cook everything on the exterior that we're trying to work through. We're just basically looking for this color. That low fry temp is helping us cook everything on the exterior that we're trying to work through. We'll pull this guy out. Now let's look at what our work just accomplished us. We got the cheese completely melted. It's actually even oozing out the back a little bit because it's so slippery. The jalapeno is cooked. The hot dog is hot. The batter in itself is completely cooked between the jalapeno shell and the hot dog itself. And here we go. Get out of town! That's like all your favorite bar foods happening at the same time. Whew, that's good. If you like this and you want to see some other modifications of your home kitchen, click here. Today, we're gonna take your wok and turn it into an indoor smoker. Now you're saying, I've seen this before.